Too young to leave forever, old enough to know better. I wish you cared enough to try. You thought you found your answers, flirting with disaster, crashed and burned for the last time. Couldn't you see that we loved you? There was someone up above who was just waiting on your call. If I could, I would try to tear right through the sky to tell you one last time goodbye.
And welcome back to the Don't Make This Weird podcast. I am your host and the special guest, Heather. And as always, Tony's here with me.
How's it going?
Joey's adulting, which is good. Happy for him. Glad he's doing that. But yeah, anyway, thank you for joining, Heather. Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Heather.
Thank you. Glad. And we just lost somebody. Perfect. All right. Starting out strong.
Awesome.
So anyway, and like I said, Joey's off doing his gig, and it's just me and Tony hanging out tonight. So definitely want to get the chat involved and see what we got going on. So how's your week been?
Interesting.
Agreed. Yeah, I agree.
I think more than at least since the beginning of the year. This week has pretty much mentally and emotionally straight up handed me my ass.
Yeah, and I was there for some of that.
Yeah. And I'm obviously I'm still here. I'm still kicking.
That's good. That's very good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, I mean you gotta appreciate the little things, right?
Right, and the little friends that you have.
That's right, little buddy.
Right, little buddy.
Speaking of that,
yeah,
I actually had a memory come up today. 2 years ago, Joey and I became friends on Facebook. So he, tagged me on Facebook, and I tagged him. And I said, happy friend anniversary, little buddy. And he's like, I'm 10 miles taller than you. Shut up.
That's so true. And that is such a Joey response. So, I mean, that works out. That's hilarious because I've got this one friend who, and I'm not going to mention any names, but Kirsty. And she... If she listens, it's cool. I'm not talking shit, but anyhow, she's like, "Oh, that's us. We're short," and I'm like, "You're like 5'5". I'm 5'1". There's a difference.
Well, see, I think you're forgetting Lydia too.
Well, yeah, Lydia's shorter than I am.
Yeah, she's tenacious though. She'll gnaw your.
That's us short people can be.
Yeah.
You're short too.
I'm 5'5".
5'4". I still don't believe this. Like, I need to see documentation.
Talk to my chiropractor.
Sure. Who is your chiropractor?
That would be Doc Sala.
Doc Sala
in Cairo, Michigan. He is an incredible chiropractor.
He's an incredible chiropractor, and also we are not sponsored by him. Just so everybody knows.
This part of the podcast brought to you by Shameless Promotion.
Right. Don't make this weird podcast. Just the right amount of shameless promotion.
That's right.
And have you heard? We're musicians. That's like the ongoing joke. If you haven't tuned in, which you should be tuning in.
Yeah.
We thank the one person that's tuned in right now.
This should be like part of your Thursday routine.
Right.
Like
right.
You stay all week doing your 9 to 5 or whatever it is you do. If you're a Stepford wife, however that works out. And Thursdays at 8 p.m. you should be tuning in to the Don't Make This Weird podcast.
You should be. Yeah. That's okay if you're not. You can always go back. They are archived. I mean, we've started this back in August of last year.
We are up to 39.
39 would have been 40.
Yeah.
If I wouldn't, screwed the pooch on the whole whatever. I hate that. Why did I just say that? Like, that is the worst statement that you could ever say. Anyway, retracting that, even though it's already out there in online land.
It's on the interwebs. It's there for eternity.
maybe in case I mess this episode up and then have to erase it. I could. I almost did in the beginning.
I don't think that's how that works, Heather. If it's on the internet, it's true.
Yeah, I guess. Abraham Lincoln said that.
I was going to say, good old honest Abe.
I seen that. I did. So anyway, I want to go back and I completely skipped over letting you guys know that the intro song that was Goodbye by Kaleido, and they're out of Detroit. Amazing. They're a really good band. I got to see them open up for Pop Evil, and Bad Flower was there too. Those guys are from California. Two really good, solid bands. A lot of really great music. I know I've shared with you not just Kaleido, but Bad Flower.
Yeah.
And Christina Chris is one of the most nice, sweet ladies I've ever met who is in the industry, and she's cool. She's pretty badass.
We need to get her on the podcast.
I would love to get her on the podcast because I totally fangirled over her.
Oh, I know you did.
I mean, I still do. I think she's awesome. But it's funny because, well, not funny, but not a lot of people know, but back, November will be 2 years. But anyway, going back, I had had somebody in my life and he had passed away. Well, everybody being supportive and whatnot, everybody kept on posting that goodbye song because it kind of sounds like like it relayed with everything that happened with me.
Right.
So I kept on getting that posted, and I really liked the song. I appreciated everybody, helping me through things.
Right.
And so my aunt invited me to go to see Pop Evil, and it was supposed to be a Red Sun Rising opening, and then Bad Flower, and Pop Evil. So she tells me on the way, or the day before, I think it was, she's like, well, it's not going to be Red Sun Rising. They're not going to be there anymore. I don't know who this band is. And I'm like, oh, okay. So we get there and I'm like, whatever, I just really wanted to go. And it was before Zach had passed away that she invited me to the concert.
Right.
So anyway, we get there and I never really went to a concert in Detroit. So this was all completely new to me, so it was a great experience anyway. It actually was.
Right.
And so we're getting there and the opening band comes out and here's this chick. Look like badass. I could have swore like hot pink hair. I mean, just she was cool. And I'm listening to the music and I really, really liked them. So I decided to add them on Instagram, I think it was, and Facebook.
Yeah.
And come to find out, I didn't put two and two together. Then I realized that it was that song.
Right.
So I not called her. That would be totally weird. But I messaged her on Facebook.
You would totally do something like that, though.
I messaged her on Facebook, and I would probably. I can't even deny this right now. But so I messaged her on Facebook, and I told her how much that song impacted me while I was going through the loss of Zach and the grieving and whatnot.
Right.
And so I told her that it helped me to want to get back into the studio and start singing again.
Yep.
So, and I did. Like that next day, I came over here and I was like, it's time to start messing around, or start not messing around, but start getting back to it again because I miss doing, music.
Yeah, and you brought over like 4 songs.
Yeah.
That you were ready to go through, and
pretty much was nuts. Yeah. So I messaged her, and she messaged me back within, I don't even think it was 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Telling me, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you got to be at the show last night and keep on kicking ass and keep moving forward. And, we've exchanged messages back and forth. And I even had her ready to look at one of my songs for their band.
Nice.
And I wanted to kind of tighten that one up and get it together before even sending it. Because when she said, sure, we'll look at it, I was just like, oh my God, I'm not ready. Like, what did I just do to myself?
Hi, I'm Heather. I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, it was a really cool thing. The whole concert was really, really good. It kind of just woke me back up inside, and I really needed that.
Well, and I think that's cool with the advent of social media, being able to literally reach out to people that are doing this for a living day in and day out.
Right.
And within a matter of moments, if they have some free time, to be able to converse with these people to, hey, they're human too. They put their pants on one leg at a time.
Yeah.
And, the one we're constantly fangirling over is Greta Van Fleet.
Oh, yeah.
And, getting the chance to, go to the concert and get to enjoy this music. and have an incredible weekend.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. And I mean, Ian, he surprised us here in studio while we were live with tickets, and it was like, oh, okay, awesome. It was cool. And I was still nervous, about the whole going and staying down in Detroit. Yeah, I don't know. You hear so many horror stories. So here I am, and just like, oh my God. But it was still a really awesome experience. We were like, what, 2, 3, maybe 4 blocks away from the hall?
Actually, we were about a block and a half.
Oh, so it felt like 5 because my legs were short. So
that's because you had to stand at the stoplight for an extra minute.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So anyway, that's a whole nother story. But it was cool. It was very cool. Them guys put on one hell of a show.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just if you guys get a chance before it sells out, definitely check out Greta Van Fleet because they are definitely rising up the charts, and I mean they're making a name. And absolute sweetheart of a mom.
Yeah.
We've met their mom, and she is awesome.
Yeah, she's totally
cool. Just good people, They're just there because they love doing what they're doing. It's not, I don't even believe it's anything to do with the money or whatever, because they're happy to be there.
Well, it's nice to get paid when you're passionate about something.
Well, for sure.
Doing it. But, I mean, it was so great seeing these guys in concert because it didn't even look like they were sweating.
No, not at all.
They just went out and they brought their A game, and it was so incredible to see that level of musicianship and putting on a great show. I mean, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s of performing and seeing shows and so on and so forth and watching all this crazy stuff. But to watch bands like these guys who are, 18, 19, 20 somethings.
Yeah.
And, seeing the guitar player literally playing the guitar behind his head.
Yeah.
I've done that 1,000 times on stage.
Yeah. I've also watched you walk out on the stage and play in the crowd.
Right. But that's what was so cool about watching these guys taking these same tips and tricks and doing all this other stuff just to put on a performance and to entertain the crowd.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was.
And they sounded incredible.
Oh yeah, Josh, the lead singer, is like effortless. It doesn't even look like he's even stressing nothing. He's just out there, is having a good time, dressed up in his funky little clothes. They all wear something different. Like none of them like match or anything. And I think it's cool. I'm glad that they have their own little Goodwill style.
I think it's hilarious that the bass player is always playing barefoot.
I noticed that at the show. Yeah. It was really cool though. What a good show. However, I learned one valuable lesson from that whole experience.
What was that?
I need to be like up and away from people. I mean, just literally need to be up and away from people.
I don't know. You put the one guy in his place.
I did.
He didn't,
He looked at me like, holy shit, this little chick's about ready to go down. And I was ready to beat the snot out of him.
Well, what was great is when security, he was pointing at you and security escorted him out.
Oh, no. Security wasn't pointing at me. He wasn't pointing at me.
Oh.
I pointed at him and I looked the one security guy right in the eye and I said, get him out of here.
Right.
And they took him.
Yeah.
When he pushed on me, I pushed him back and said, get the fuck off me. And I was serious, and he just kind of looked at me like, whoa. And he was not obviously drunk, but I was not, however. So
no, you were just tripping balls on vertigo.
Vertigo. Oh yeah. If you have vertigo, prepare yourself. Flashy lights and whatnot, and the sound swirling in your ears because you're so close to the speakers. Not a good combination.
Yeah, but we were front row center.
We were.
The lead over was on the sides.
I was still getting it. Because you got to think how short I am. Like, I pick up a lot of...
So you were probably getting it right in the forehead.
Right. Right. At the top of my head is where it was hitting me. Smacking me. Like smacking me.
I don't even want to know what you're hinting at.
You don't want to know.
However, I'm just going to scoot over here and,
You stay on your side. That's cool. I got my own side over here with the computer, my office space over here. I got my stapler. Mm-hmm.
That's my stapler. Give me it back.
Get out of here. But yeah, so anyhow, it's just I don't know. It was a really cool experience. Anytime I get a chance, whether it's local bands, whether it's, a big production like that, whatever.
Yep.
It is such a cool experience. And that's one thing I've always said is music, no matter what, no matter what language you speak, we all speak music.
Well, it's the universal language because whether it's ethnicity, skin color, whatever.
Right.
Somebody plays Sweet Home Alabama.
We know it.
You know what the
song is. And you know the words.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Whether you have an accent or whatever, you are singing your ass off.
Yep. And usually if you don't have anything to talk about, that's usually one thing that everybody knows what to talk about.
It's the one thing that brings everybody together.
There you go. Exactly. I mean, and that's exactly how I've always felt about it, you know. And there's always one of my favorite quotes about music is when words fail, music speaks.
That's right.
And that's always been a huge thing because my family's musical. I grew up with everybody, if not knowing an instrument, they sung or I mean, I got a lot of people in my family that are just talented as hell, and it's cool because luckily I got to pick up on some of that stuff. You know, so very cool. But anyhow,
speaking of that, this weekend of a local event, there's something going on at the Brentwood.
There is something going on at the Brentwood, and I just want to tell you guys, our good friend, I'd like to call him our friend now, Mitch Gill, is having Friday on the 18th. Doors will open up at 6 at Brentwood. It's Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club. And so we are definitely looking forward to going to this event. So you'll see us there. I'm going to be there.
Yep.
Adam even is going to be there because he gets out of work tomorrow at 4. So you get to meet him.
Yeah.
That's cool. Joey's going to be there.
Joey's going to be there.
And his +1, whoever that is. Because
probably Brown Bear.
Brown Bear. He should bring Brown Bear. So anyway, tickets are only $15 and the doors open up at 6. You definitely want to get there at 6 because that room fills up quickly.
It is slam packed every time we've gone.
Last 2 times that I've been there, it's sold out.
Yeah.
So, and he has a completely new lineup. So there's a lot of people from talent from Detroit, Kalamazoo, Waterford, and Carroll area. And it's just Mitch is hilarious. Mitch is hilarious. He thinks he's not. He just says he does what he does. But so in some of the there's a partial fundraiser for Carroll Girls Travel Softball with a 50-50 and more. Usually they do like a silent auction. I don't know if they're going to be doing it this time, but 50-50, who doesn't want to try for some money? Who couldn't use that money?
That's so cool that Mitch does that he reaches out to the community and gives back, not just with comedy, but with, giving back to the community for some sort of cause.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just so cool.
Exactly. So the comedians that are going to be there are Kara Karachi, and I don't even know if that we're saying that right.
I'm sure you're butchering it.
But no, we all agreed that that's how you say it.
Sure. Okay.
And then Thomas Wayne, Jason Alt, Brent Von Kalamazoo. I wonder where he's from. And the headliner is Sal DeMillo. DeMillo.
You're asking me to pronounce what you just butchered.
So this is going to be at Brentwood, 178 Park Drive at Carroll, Michigan. And go ahead and join us. I mean, come at 6 o'clock. That's probably the best idea.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're going to be standing at the back watching the show far, far away.
That's right.
Luckily, usually the comedians are pretty loud.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll get a chance. But yeah, come on out. I mean, and he does a really cool thing where you have a chance to win tickets.
Yeah.
I won 2, actually. And that was not rigged. Just want you guys to know this. So also, though, I mean, just go out, support. That's cool that he does the fundraisers for these different, local functions, people, others, whatever. But it's so cool. And he's pretty funny. He goes on too. He'll do a little bit there, and yeah,
he come rolling up last week on his bike.
Yeah, he did. And then the helmet with a little mirror that he could see behind himself. That's pretty cool. I thought that was a pretty genius idea.
Well, it was funny because he's sitting there standing in the driveway as Joey and me are talking to him. And I said, can you actually see that thing? And he's like, yeah. I said, well, if you're looking at Joey, caution, assholes may appear closer than they seem.
Nice. That I can hear you saying.
Yep.
But guys, though, listen up. We have Mitch is going to actually be having his own show. That's going to be starting on Mondays. He's still trying to decide whether it's going to be just once a month right now. I think it is, until he figures out a formula that works best for him. He's got a lot going on. He does his comedy shows. I mean, he does work himself.
Yep.
So, I believe he's decided that it's going to be called Mitch's Fake Radio.
I think so.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, gotta check that out. He's a pretty funny guy.
He's hilarious.
So we're glad that he's joining the Strange Friends Media group and starting his own podcast under us.
Speaking of Strange Friends Media, there's also a local house show going on this weekend.
That's right.
Was it Super House Friends?
Super House Friends show. Yep.
Kyle
Keller is going to be coming from Florida, which Kyle Keller is also going to be on our show next Thursday.
Right.
So we have, they're going to have him. Ian and Joey are not able to make the show now, so they are still on the ballot, but they're not going to be able to perform because Ian's got something with family. Didn't get too much into detail there. Business there. But anyway, so Joey's still going to be there.
Right.
Justin from the White Oranges is doing a set.
Yep. Me and My Funeral with Harley and Hope.
Yep, they're going to be doing a set. And also Corey. Yes, Corey. I almost said Chris. Sorry, Corey. Corey from the White Oranges is also going to be doing a set. So it's all set up at their house. If you've ever been to a house show, it's a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to it. It's Saturday.
It's great because it's free.
It's free, BYOB, but you must be 21 or you're getting kicked out.
21 or older, please.
Yeah, please don't go to the show and try to get them in trouble because they're some of our good friends, and I hate to see that happen. So if you're 21 and older, BYOB, don't trash the place. Be respectful. I mean, this, set a good example. That way they might continue to do this.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's supposed to be a really cool thing. I think they start at 5. This is in Bay City.
I think so, yeah.
The stuff has been posted on our page, like over and over. I personally don't have it pulled up right now, but however, you can look at our page. You can check out Super House Show Friends, I believe it is, and get all the details. Go join it. It's free music, Bay City.
Yeah, and if you guys you guys are already in Bay City, go check it out.
Yep,
all the details are on our page,
and we'll definitely be posting that again just to make sure that they are, you guys are all informed. So
anything else to shamelessly promote?
Let's see. I'd like to talk about a new fund that just started this week, and it's kind of dear to my heart. Me and Adam just got our own place.
What?
We need some curtains.
Are you adulting?
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, the Relay for Life kicked off this week.
I'm not done talking about my cause.
Whatever. Start a GoFundMe like everybody else.
Nah, I'm not gonna start a GoFundMe. Just kidding. But we did get a place. But anyhow, we'll talk about that later because I've got a lot to talk about tonight.
Whatever.
That's nice because Joey's not here and I can keep talking.
So you just cut me off.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a jerk.
Absolutely to that also.
I hate your existence.
You do not. Don't take my stuff. Anyway, Relay for Life kicked off this week.
I don't want your stuff.
Whatever. Keep going. Relay for Life kicked off this week. You started this and I skipped over it. Now you want to skip. Are we doing this? Or
what are you doing?
We're talking about this.
I can't dance. I have 2 left feet.
I know this.
Well, then shamelessly promote.
I can't talk either.
Bah. Apparently, I'm playing the part of Heather tonight.
Nope. I'm actually doing really well. Listen to me all composed and announcing everything properly. I had a little pause there. Anyway, so Relay for Life kicked off. The kick-off party
was Monday. And it was really awesome.
It was awesome. It was a little bit emotional.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. So.
Well, and I mean, my son, my godson.
Yeah.
Sorry. He was celebrating 10 years.
Yeah.
Cancer free. I mean,
he was born with that.
Yeah.
So he was the youngest one there.
Yep.
Won a little bag with some swag.
Yeah, he got some.
That's all the cool
swag.
kids call it.
Yeah.
I got a pair of them glasses too because your mom gave them to me. Which, it works out. I was wearing them with my, Survivor shirt.
Apparently you guys get like all the coolest stuff.
We do. because we survived some pretty shitty shit.
That's right.
So they're like, here's some cool shades.
So yeah, if what is it, August 18th?
August 18th. Yep,
it'll
be the day before my 4 years cancer free.
So get out, support.
Yeah.
The Relay for Life. If you hate cancer,
come to it.
If you like cancer, we don't like you.
I honestly don't think anybody likes cancer. Like, really.
I'm just saying.
Well, maybe the big farm, but whatever.
That's what I'm talking about.
Everybody else, though, that has a heart.
Yeah,
they don't like cancer. So come and support it. It is a really, I mean, and the money. Okay, a lot of people don't believe that certain fundraisers or whatever go actually to the cause.
It fully goes.
This actually goes to the cause, and I know.
Yep.
Because when my mom was sick and when I was sick, they helped out.
Yeah.
It really does go to the cause. So, I mean, come on out. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Lots of things that you can donate money to, time to, even just time,
or just be a volunteer.
Yeah. They definitely need people to help with volunteering. Yep. So get out there. It's in August. You got time.
Yeah.
Make plans. We don't do 24 hours anymore. We only go till
10 a.m. to midnight.
Yeah, to midnight. So, but still, it's a really good event.
Yeah.
I know pretty much everybody that I know has been affected.
Yeah.
And it's really, really something when they get to the lighting the candle ceremony, and you see how many people have been affected by it.
And that's the crazy part about it, is literally towards the end of that little ceremony, everyone's light is lit.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yep. So, I mean.
So what do we got in the chat? Anybody pinging us in the chat?
No, because one of our main chatters is here in the studio.
Oh, that's right. Did you catch that bus she just threw you under?
She don't have a microphone. She's cool.
Oh, so I should have set a microphone up?
Should have. You didn't. So coulda, woulda, shoulda.
She's giving you the death look of "Don't you dare, Heather."
She likes me. We're cool. We're friends. She likes me until I put her on a microphone, and then it's all downhill from there.
Oh,
I get it. So anyway, I won't put her under the bus. Back it up. Back it up.
She's still trying to steal your chair, by the way.
Yeah, it's okay. I got one of my own at home, so it's cool. But that's actually our guest chair, so she's gonna have to fight with the guests.
So that means she should have a microphone then, right?
Right, exactly. So so anyway, Relay people, Relay. It's a good cause. It's a good thing to come and support. And for people like me that are survivors, it's awesome to see how many people donate their time, volunteer. I mean,
it's an incredible cause.
It's very cool, and it's very heart touching, and I appreciate everybody who's involved. It's awesome. So
sorry, I'm dying over here.
You cannot die on me, then I'll be the only one talking on the microphone. Then what kind of conversation am I going to have with myself?
You'd be surprised.
Well, you'd be surprised, actually.
No, I've heard you cooking in the kitchen. And wow. Just when I thought things couldn't get any weirder, listen to you cook in the kitchen, because the fact that it wasn't one time or two times or even four times, it was 6 different times that you were talking to yourself that you threw the box away because you forgot to read the instruction.
Talking to myself.
Right.
I was talking.
Why did I throw the box away again?
All right, so I did say that. That did happen. How many people have not done that?
I haven't.
Whatever. Get out of here. Get out of my studio. I'm firing you today because I'm co-host.
Oh, is that how that works?
No, it's not. Stay here because the show would be over. I mean, I have faith in myself that I could hold my own.
Right. Okay.
If it were talking about other things that I actually care about.
Right. Oh, speaking of things to care about, I made some wicked awesome chili tonight.
Okay. Is it sweet?
No.
You did not make sweet chili?
No.
You didn't add any sugar?
Well, yeah, I did. But I also kicked it up a few notches.
Mm-hmm. So normally I have to add a whole bunch of hot to your chili because holy hell,
No, see, I
a
had
pound of sugar does not go in chili.
I had cayenne pepper,
Good.
Southwest spice,
Now you're talking to me.
cayenne or no, chili powder, red pepper flakes,
All right.
turmeric,
Of course you use turmeric.
white pepper, lemon peel, a various blend of oregano, marjoram, basil, parsley.
Yeah.
Did I say lemon peel already?
Yep, you did.
Okay.
That's choice.
And ground cloves.
And now you don't measure at all.
Why would I do that?
I don't either. I hate measuring.
Like, okay, if I'm making a specific recipe for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
I'll measure.
Yeah.
Just because I need to know how it's going to turn out.
Right. Okay.
After that,
fair enough.
I really don't measure.
No.
Because it's like, that looks good. Dump it in. Like
Right.
when I make my zucchini bread.
Don't measure anymore.
Why would I measure?
I am so looking forward to gluten-free zucchini bread. That is one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
So.
It was funny, actually, on Facebook, I had posted an update about my gardening in suburbia 2018.
Yeah, Adam seen that earlier. We didn't get.
I was getting blown up, man. Everybody wanted to know what I was planting and what I was going to make.
Maybe we should go live on the show right now.
Yeah.
So people will, start talking to us.
Why would we do that?
I don't know. Why not?
We'll go ahead and go live.
Give me your phone. Mine's almost dead.
So is mine.
So we're not going live.
Right.
There it goes. But
we can have our studio audience go live for us. Oh, okay.
She's live.
There's headphones right there if you wanted to listen.
So yeah, I mean, so and in the chat, Sasha says it sounds like witch's brew. Kind of does, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, it's stone soup.
Nice. And Joanne says that it sounds delicious and that she would like to use your recipe.
Yeah.
Totally made that up. There's no Joanne.
Wow.
You sound interesting, though.
I hate you, Joanne. Go away.
Joanne.
So anyways, I have a full clove of garlic, stewed tomatoes, green pepper, onions, red onions.
Red, yes.
I blend all of that. And then I take the other half of the onion and the garlic and fresh diced tomatoes. And
have me live right now.
Oh, she totally does.
Don't get my good side. Like the back of my head.
Right.
That's the best. Anyway.
And then I brown some hamburger. And here's the kicker. I brown the bacon sausage.
See, that's a good. I like that. I'm good with that.
Our local meat market here in Carroll.
But you don't need a pound of sugar.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing.
Diabetes.
What? Come on. Really? Eat cake.
I don't eat cake. I can't, you jerk. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
You can't eat gluten-free cake?
I can eat gluten-free cake, but I choose not to.
If I remember correctly, you did make a pretty wicked awesome recipe of cheesecake.
Yeah.
That had a gluten-free crust.
It did, because I used Rice Krispie treats, and now everybody else is doing it.
I know, right?
Kind of started something.
Totally should have cornered the market on that.
I should have. I still could. They don't know how I do.
I mean, Gene Simmons did get the copyright for orange juice.
Yeah, he did. But that's Gene Simmons. So. Totally different from what I am. So. Whatever.
Well, I mean, if you want to corner the market on Rice Krispie crust.
That sounds so gross when you say it. But anyway, yeah. So cooking.
Yes.
It's great.
Yes. Gardening. Amazing.
Yeah. Cool.
Best stuff ever. By the way, I was actually watching some videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it was cool watching the plasma engines that they are developing with Elon Musk.
That totally went from cooking to Elon Musk. It sounds like a horrible...
You got to turn the heat up, all right?
Sorry, and this is no disrespect to him because I think he's pretty cool for doing what he's doing. But his name sounds like a horrible off-brand of Axe body spray.
No, Axe body spray just that when you smell that just lets you know that whoever's wearing it's a douchebag.
Well, I don't think Elon Musk is a douche. It just sounds like that's
Axe
what his... No. It just sounds like an off-brand of Axe, like Elon Musk. Phoenix.
I think you may be onto something there, Heather.
I might, but not calling him a douche though, because he sounds cool. No, it sounds cool. Like the stuff that he's doing, more power to him.
Yeah.
You know, so.
But yeah, no, I was watching these videos, and there was this guy, and he was what? Was he Puerto Rican? I think.
Puerto Rican, maybe.
And this was like in the 60s or 70s, and they were trying to figure out how to do all of this stuff with the plasma engines. So they finally figured it out in like the 80s ish.
Yeah.
That all they did was use static electricity and then channeled the ions of the static electricity and created plasma.
Yeah, that's what you were saying. We had this discussion.
It's crazy. Just like you can seriously scrape your shoe across the carpet, walk up and
yeah, I remember.
It's insane.
Sorry, that just kind of reminded me of this time that we went to church and you had Maddie and the other kids with you. And Maddie was running around the pews, holding her hand on it, trying to get static, and she kept shocking everybody.
Yeah.
So.
That, to me, that is just so mind-blowing. That, yeah. And I'll have to find the video so I can share it on the page.
Yeah, that'd be cool to
It's
share.
really cool. And I mean, it's a lot of nerd stuff. So, you know, I don't care if people don't like nerd. I think it's incredibly interesting.
Yep.
Because I want to take a plasma engine and strap it on my lawnmower. Because, yeah, that sounds like fun.
Because that sounds like it's not dangerous at all.
No, because
like,
it does it in bursts.
Right. Okay. All right. Feel a little bit better about it now.
Yeah, too bad the bursts are, you know, a few meters per second.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So, that is pretty interesting. I know that we had that discussion, and I'm looking forward to seeing how much more that he does. You know,
the conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago with the fact that he simply asks the questions that nobody else wants to answer, and then goes and answers them.
Right. Right.
That is just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, Nikola Tesla did the same thing, and that's one of his huge icons that he looks up to.
Yeah.
To go, all right, I'm going to ask a question that nobody else wants to ask, and then I'm going to go figure it out. How freaking cool is that?
Right.
I mean, that was one of the was it the Raptor plasma engine that he's building, and they actually did a reveal on it. And he's going to take, I think, like 49 of these engines and basically strap it to a rocket.
Right.
So they can go explore Mars.
That's cool. It's pretty cool.
I mean, that is freaking awesome.
I agree.
Because you can get to Mars in, what did they say? Normally it's like 18 months or something like that.
Holy hell.
But
that'd be a long move, and I'm bitching about moving like on the other side of town.
Right. And that's the thing, is the way that, if the math is correct, they were talking something like 2 to 6 months or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the advent of these new engines, because it sends out pulses to continually accelerate. Right. And then you can shut them off to slow down.
Yep.
I mean, how freaking cool is that?
That is pretty cool. I mean, it's amazing how far technology has come. And then having people like him who, you know, back it. That's cool.
Well, and, you know, I don't agree much with a lot of things that Joey says, but he's seriously the answer to the next generation of saving the world.
Yeah.
And I hope more people listen to him, because he's got a lot of incredible ideas.
Yeah, that's true. So that's good.
And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, look it up. Elon Musk, the guy is like the 21st century version of Tesla.
Yeah. Elon Musk, definitely not a clone.
No, and he's no slouch, because it's so funny watching him give any sort of presentation, because he's just this really soft-spoken guy.
Yeah.
And then the stuff that he says is just so profound, and you're like, wait, what? Did he just say what I think? So he asked the question, why can't you put a car in space?
Right.
So what does he do a few months later?
Puts a car in space. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny, because Adam and I, we go down to Waterford every Wednesday. and we were able to actually visit his parents.
Right.
And when we were there, his dad was talking about this in the car and everything. And it was just cool. Like, and he was really super excited about it. And it was neat to see because, different generations are appreciating
right.
What he's actually doing. They're not sitting there going, oh, look at this young punk just because he's got money. He can do whatever he wants. Puts a car on the moon, on Mars. And it's just like, okay.
But that's the best kind of superhero.
Yeah.
Is the fact that, he's pretty much a self-made billionaire.
Right.
And he's dedicating his immediate, if not future efforts to simply making mankind's life better.
Yeah. Yep.
How cool is that?
Super cool. I mean, that's just awesome to have somebody that's willing to do so. Like, I'm not saying that science is not my thing, but me, I'm an engineer of sorts with crafting and whatnot. Every time I make something, I try to figure out something to make things simpler and more easy. And it's not just jewelry; it's all kinds of things.
Yeah,
and it's funny because
you are a master at doing things the hard way.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. My mom used to always say that to me. She's like, "Why do you make things so hard?" Well, I don't know, Mom. It's just how I do things because it makes sense to me. So, and it's not necessarily that, oh my gosh, I got the hiccups all of a sudden. It's not necessarily, I got water. It's not necessarily that I don't want to do things easier. It's just that's how it happens, but it doesn't turn out though. It turns out. So.
She's got water. She's good.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you though. But, anyway. Oh, hey, Jeff.
El Jefe.
Welcome to the show. I am the host and I'm also the guest.
And I'm the host with the most.
No, he's not at all. He's just a co-host. I finally get to be the
last time I checked, we were all co-hosts.
I'm the head honch right now.
Right. Okay.
I got the big seat.
No, that's what our studio audience does.
Right. So anyway,
fight me, Helen.
I will cut you, Helen. I look forward to PTA meetings.
Yeah.
So I can do stuff like that. Watch it, Helen.
So you're going to be the crazy Stepford wife?
No, I'm not going to be a Stepford wife. What is this?
I mean,
okay.
Are you going to live in suburbia or what?
No.
You're like, oh my God, Susan.
Okay.
I went to Myers today.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Whatever.
Okay, so I'm not going to become a Stepford wife. I had this conversation.
Yeah.
All right, because lately.
It's because you don't like Starbucks. Is that what it is?
No, just stop.
No, it's the Ugg boots. That's what it is.
No, I don't like those either. So, anyway.
And then the fluffy fuzzy hoodie.
Does anybody else want me to finish what I'm talking about over what he's trying to cut me? Anyhow, so no, I had this discussion with Adam. Lately, it feels like there are some people who I care about that see me differently because of how you've changed. Well, it's not necessarily that I've changed. I've gotten better. I say this not in a cocky way. I say this because I've come from a very rough start. Late in life, I finally figured out who the heck I am and what I want. And you know how it's always a stigma of, you have to get married, you have to have kids, you have to get this house, you have to have this awesome job.
Bullshit.
Right, exactly. Do I fit in a cookie cutter box? I don't.
I don't think really anybody does. I mean,
some do.
I'm going to be 42 in July, and I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up.
All right, so we hang out the same. I mean, but there's other people though that do, and I'm not saying that's bad. If you live your life and you're happy with the way that you live it,
right?
You're married, you have kids and all that. That's good. I mean, that's good. That's you.
But don't sit there and knock somebody because they're living their life differently,
right?
Because they still haven't figured out what it is that they want to do yet.
Or maybe they have. Maybe that is all that they want. And maybe that's what, Right. But there was a song, and I'm trying to remember exactly what the song was. In the song, though, it talks about how this woman lived her life. She's traveled. She's done all kinds of things. It's not the same as what this other person that she wishes she kind of would have thought about that life.
Right.
The family, the kids, and everything. And that's how I've always felt. Ever since I heard that song, it like a light bulb clicked.
Yeah.
I'm different. I just don't fit in a little box. I don't. That's not a fat joke.
No. Wow. Seriously?
Before you go there.
I wasn't going to go there. You're the one that brought it up.
I know.
I mean, really, fat kid, hello.
Right.
But no, I completely, am on the same page with you because, man, going to places and doing the things that I've done in my life, there is no way I'm fitting in a cookie cutter mold and being a carbon copy of a carbon copy of a carbon copy.
Exactly.
I mean, sorry, I'm not.
Yeah, and I feel the same way, and I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with that, and it comes down to being able to take a step back and not evaluating somebody else's life for the life that you think would be best for them. And then I mean that in a good way because I understand that people love and care about us, but in the same sense, this is what I'm happy doing. I love doing this podcast. I love making my jewelry. I love having the adventures that I have and living the life that I do. It's not always beautiful, obviously, but
yeah.
But it's awesome though. And when I bounce back from any little mishaps that I have, it's so rewarding to see, that I did that still. I got through it.
The thing that I like about it is when you are confident enough to live your life out loud, there's always going to be scrutiny.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, just take today. I shared a bunch of positive stuff on Facebook, which I have a habit of doing because I never know who's actually paying attention.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
The great part about that is I get so much hate in my inbox of why you're sharing that.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And the funny part about it is, granted, on the post, everybody's like, oh, yeah, this is great. I really needed to hear that today. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Because like I said, I never know who's paying attention or who's listening.
Yep.
But in the same token, most of the time I'm sharing this stuff because I needed to tell myself that because I was having a shit day.
Right. Right.
And, it's so funny because some people just are not happy unless they're trying to ice skate uphill.
And I've heard you say that statement before, and I've witnessed it.
Yeah.
I've witnessed it. But, that's one thing. How do we know that person that's not just their lot in life and that's what they want? And that's fine. Do your thing. Just keep me out of it. Well, I don't want to skate with you.
I wish it was part of the, the Hippocratic oath of do no harm.
Right. Oh, for sure.
But so many people can't even pronounce it, let alone understand the pages and pages of this oath that you're supposed to take. I mean, it should just be for being part of humanity.
Right.
I mean, you've got the big three: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Right.
But doing no harm to another person.
That should be number one.
Right. But that's my point, is there is nothing worse than when you break someone's spirit.
Oh, for sure. Gosh.
Yeah, why would you do that to another person?
Seriously. That is a very good question because it's happened to me a lot in my life. And you witnessed it in the 4 years that we've been friends.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I've been kicked while I was down and going, oh, I'm going to kick you harder.
Right. Same here.
And it's like, wow, really appreciate that helping hand up. Were you wearing golf shoes? Because I think I'm, tasting my ass out of my throat right now.
Oh, that's disgusting. Bad visual. Anyhow, I know I get you.
But you get what I mean, though.
Right.
I mean, people are absolutely relentless. And it seems like that anytime you are having the absolute worst day, not days, just singularity.
Right.
Day.
Yeah.
Everybody and their brother comes in just for a swing.
Oh, for sure.
It's like, oh, hey, you having a crap day? Let's add all of this other crap on top of you.
Let's go ahead and keep on just kicking you down. But you know what? That's fine because people are going to continue to do that. It's really how you stop and you look at how you are going to overcome that situation. How you are going to continue living the life that makes you the happiest.
Well, and what I find is interesting is, a lot of the times when we've had conversations in the past and I've told you about some of my life story, the funny part about it is when I tell you these things and you're like, no way that happened. Seriously?
Right.
That is absolute absurdity. And it's like, I completely agree with you.
Oh, same thing. When I tell you some of the stuff that's happened, it's kind of nuts, but we both rise up from it. And, we definitely appreciate everybody else who has our back and supports us.
Well, I love the fact that, those people that, oh, well, it's character building.
Right.
Yeah. No offense. I think I've had enough character building for at least 4 lifetimes.
No joke. I agree with it completely. So, I mean, but that's part of it. That's part of life, and that's part of how we grow. And everybody's completely different when it comes to that. So,
well, and it's incredible, especially, hearing the various different stories, not only of, us doing the podcast, but even having some of our guests come on and hearing some of the triumphs and the tragedies that they've gone through.
Right.
Of either why they're pursuing whatever career it is they're pursuing, or why they're a musician, or
what makes them tick even.
Yeah. I mean, look at Dr. Russ, his 3-strike, speech. That was incredible.
It was. And that has been a moment in the show that really struck, talked to me too. Yeah. Because, I mean, not trying to bring it all back on me. Sorry, guys. But
whatever.
But no, that whole thing, everything that he had said about 3 strikes, which you guys can go back and listen to this. I can't remember the exact date on it, but it was the guys from Kira, the band. Anyway, he was talking about the 3 strikes, and everything that he had mentioned. I remember thinking, yeah, that's something that Adam does not do, and that made me happy. It was like, oh, okay, But anyhow, it was a really good episode. So,
well, and it's nice to know that you're at least on the right decision-making path.
Right.
Because a lot of people end up in that area by making all of the wrong decisions and going, oh, well, this is the last place I thought I would be. I guess I should probably make some right decisions now.
For sure. And I've looked at too. Okay. So people that come to me and are saying certain things, it's not necessarily that they are completely 100% wrong.
Yeah.
However, these people have been around in my life, and they've witnessed some stuff that I've done that was like, what are you doing? What exactly? What is going through your head right now? And I get that. Like, I know I've made some growing up, which I just really grew up 4 years ago, to be honest. Well, really though, as a person, but I get it. I've made some pretty crappy decisions, not ones that were going to land me in jail or whatever, but some things I just didn't think through.
See, that's what's so weird for me is the turning point in my life. I was 20 years old and I moved out to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Because I was like, screw this town, screw these people. They're nothing but a bunch of over, opinionated assholes. So me, my rhythm guitar player, and his girlfriend just loaded up the van and out to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, they stuck around for a minute or two.
Yeah.
But then moved back to Michigan. So I made some friends out there. And they're like, hey, do you like hiking? And I'm like, sure.
Right.
I'd never willingly
went hiking.
I mean, yeah, I went in the foothills here in Michigan, but that's about it. So I get out there and I got separated from the group.
Oh, no.
Because, Magellan.
And you call me Magellan.
Well, but that's the thing is out in the desert, everything literally looks the same.
Huh. Okay.
You have so much vegetation and there's like cliffs and canyons. They all look the same.
Yeah.
Unless you know what you're looking for.
Right.
So I'm literally stranded out there for 3 days. Here's the kicker. At any given time, I was about 2 to 3 miles away from civilization.
Okay.
Here's the great part about that. When I came back after being lost, they're like, what happened to you out there? And I'm like, well, apparently I had to get lost to become found.
Right.
Because it was literally one of those things that, yeah, okay, it was only 3 days. But when you're by yourself, literally smack dab in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
That survival instinct kicks in because you don't know how long you're going to be lost.
Yeah.
And I had like 3 or 4 granola bars. So I'm rationing them, not knowing how long I'm going to be out there. And it was great because it was like, okay, so I'm lost for 3 days. Came back and I'm like, I can do this. I can hang in this whole adult life thing because not knowing how long I was going to be lost out there because I got separated from the group.
Right.
Yet I did it. And, being in a place that I wasn't familiar with, constantly checking my shoes for, rattlesnakes and scorpions.
Gross.
But that was the thing, though, is that's only what I had been told prior to moving out there.
Right.
And it was like, all right, cool. So, yeah. And, I was into a lot of different thought processes and mental discoveries, if you will. And it was really cool because all my friends are like, what the hell happened to you out in the desert? And I'm like,
Did you see the size of that chicken?
They can't see shit, so we're in the spirit world.
That made me think of that.
But no, it was incredibly humbling. And I mean, there's been several times that I've had other pivotal points in my life that has happened like that.
Right.
I mean, shit, I was homeless in St. Louis. Sleeping in heated bus terminals. Literally the only thing I had was a U.S. Army mail bag full of my personal belongings and the clothes on my back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like, well, this sucks. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. I've not been in that situation, and I do actually, feel for people that have. I can't imagine being homeless even, or having to do that, and I've been blessed with people that have been in my corner, so I've not had to do that even at my lowest point, but I can't imagine. And the people that actually are, I just
see, and that's the thing is I don't understand is, oh, well, they're there because they made poor decisions.
Yeah, and
I don't think anybody willingly signs up to be homeless.
I don't think so either. No,
because I know I didn't.
Right, exactly. Like,
I mean, I lost 2 houses, 2 jobs, and pretty much every asset that I had was frozen.
Right.
And I'm going, well, this sucks a bunch.
Yeah. No
so,
joke.
Now what do I do? And, when you're humbled by the fact of having to clean up in McDonald's and Burger King bathrooms with wet naps,
yeah,
that's a whole new low.
Right.
And nobody wants to give you a job because you're a homeless person.
Yeah, exactly. And that's crazy. It's so, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't imagine being in that position. And I know now that there are a lot of people out there that there are agencies and stuff that can help. With people that are homeless, though, how do they contact you? How do they, and it's very scary, but I don't know. I know at one point, did you ever see, there's a guy that I think we both know, Donnie Morrison. He used to be from here.
Yeah.
He was in the band.
The Finale.
The Finale. Okay. So for a little while, they were doing a show.
Yeah.
And they were actually helping people that were homeless. They lived down, I think, by Flint, and that's where the show was at.
Yeah.
And there was an older gentleman that was a vet, and he didn't have he had this wheelchair.
Yeah.
And one of the wheels was messed up. So it was so hard for him to get through the snow, and he had to push himself.
Yeah.
And they actually went and they interviewed him, and then people donated. And it was a really cool thing that they were doing. I haven't seen anything that they've done since.
Yeah.
But somebody came, donated a new wheelchair for him.
Wow.
And then that person or somebody else that had watched the show helped him, or it was either the guys, helped him to get something established for him to have assistance and to get into a home.
That's awesome.
And it was extremely awesome. I think it was great to see that kind of thing. And I'm hoping that they get back to doing it again because people watch that. People want to reach out and help.
That's what's great about local musicians chipping in and doing that.
Right.
I mean, music, it brings everyone together.
Exactly.
Regardless of, whether you're sleeping in a dumpster or you're sleeping in a $6 million home.
Yeah.
It still brings people together. And the fact that you can unite under one cause is just incredible. I mean, anytime I see a homeless person, it's like, hey, let me buy you some food. Let me buy you some shoes.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, there's been several times where I've just literally taken the shoes off my feet and went, here you go.
Right.
Even if it wasn't the right size, but still.
I was going to say there. I don't really think I could really share with anybody, but I would try. But
that's my point, though.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's so cool when you could teach your kids, just to have that
value.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the word I was looking for, the value. I was going to say charity, but it's not even that. It's that value.
Those values, yeah.
I mean, there's several times that me and my son went down to the fairgrounds here, and there was a couple of homeless people down there.
Yeah.
And we were literally having a picnic. And I walked over and I'm like, hey, man, you want a sandwich or two?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah. And I mean, granted, I'm sure he hadn't talked to a normal person in forever.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, we ate, I think between my son and I, we maybe ate 1 or 2 sandwiches.
Right.
And literally gave him the rest of our food.
That's cool.
And,
there are some people that are in Carroll that actually are homeless.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, I see them constantly. I know one time, I was at the subway and I looked out and I was in the car and I was getting ready to go in and I seen the gentleman like walk up to the trash and he found a drink and was drinking out of it.
Yep.
But at that time, like you think like at first initial thought, and I'm sorry, but I'm human. I was like, oh, he's going to get something from that. So, and then my next thought though was, okay, I'm going to go inside and I'm going to buy him something. I'm going to get him a drink and get him a sandwich. And when I walked out, he was already gone.
Right.
And I couldn't find him. But, it's just, it's heartbreaking to see something like that. And people judge that. People judge them all the time thinking that they're just trying to get money out of you. Okay, some people are. But we all have that gut instinct. And we can tell. Generally, if you listen to your gut, you can tell when somebody's just trying to pull one over on you.
And that was the screwed up part about it, is the fact that, when you're homeless, apparently you're subhuman, because some of the names and the way that I was treated just being homeless was just, wow. I mean, seriously?
Yep.
How is it that we forget the human condition of just being compassionate towards our fellow man or our fellow woman, or God forbid, fellow child?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's nothing sadder than seeing a homeless kid, like you said, digging through the garbage at Subway looking for something to drink.
Yep. Yeah, and there's a lot of kids that run home. There's a lot of kids that get kicked out. Yeah. And a lot of the times that I've ever noticed or ever heard of stories of kids or teenagers being on the street is a lot to do with who they love.
Right.
Like if they're gay or, or part of that community. And it's sad. It's sad. And I know, like, I don't have children myself as of yet. But you do. And
it's scary.
Oh, imagine. Yeah. But I mean, I can't imagine deep down, for me anyway, just as me, having a child tell me that they're gay or whatever and not still loving them the same.
Well,
I
when you look at the statistics, it's scary how many of the LGBTQ ? Squirrel #bunny rabbit, whatever those are. And I honestly don't know. That's why I'm making stuff up.
Right.
But the suicide rate.
That too. Oh my gosh.
The mental illnesses of depression, anxiety, bipolar that these people deal with.
Right.
I mean,
oh yeah.
I know how tough it is for me. If you're happy and you don't shake your meds.
Right. Right.
But in the same token, to be completely abandoned by your friends, by your family, by your peers.
Yeah. I can't even begin to imagine.
Yeah.
And I know how, like, the struggles that, we all go through, just us here.
Yeah.
On a daily, yes, we do this show every week and we love it. We love to joke. We love to help people make you guys laugh. And I know some of our daily struggles.
Yeah.
And then I look and I think about these people that are actually homeless and out there without a roof over their head, without the things that they need daily.
Yeah.
And they still keep going. And that to me that's strong.
Going back to that survival instinct. I mean, it's one of those things that the best is yet to come.
Right.
I mean, I cannot tell you how hard I struggled. But in the same token, here I am.
Yeah.
I've got some of the luxuries in life.
Right.
But in the same token, I also know how hard I work for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And at any given second, all of it's taken away.
Yep. So, I mean, it's very important that you remember just how lucky we are and how blessed that we are. And I know you know this now. Like, I'm not saying you, I mean in general. But 1 second before we go any further with that, I see on here that Jeff commented, society has square peg in a square hole or a round peg or a round hole. It is not prepared people who are ever changing pegs. It's hard to find others even changing other ever changing holes, which that makes sense. It's they have a set, usually a set standard of what we need to look like, what our bodies need to look like, what we need to act like, what we need to sound like.
Well,
and it's crazy.
I think it's hilarious because Dr. Seuss had a great quote. So we're born different. Why are we all trying to fit in?
Yeah.
And Dr. Seuss hated children.
Which is crazy to me.
Well, do you know why he wrote the books?
No.
It's to help people with speech therapy.
Oh, okay.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Wow.
He could have helped you. Yeah.
Definitely could have helped me. But that's the thing, is when they became a niche for children and learning how to speak with some of those syllables and how the words are connected to each other. I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah.
But,
he didn't like children.
He nailed it, though. If we're all born so different and unique, why are we all chasing the same 9 to 5? Chasing what the Cosmo magazine says of what beauty is and the latest 10 steps or tips to make a better sex life.
Yeah.
Or what's in for the bikini season this year, guys and girls.
Yeah.
And, it's absolute absurdity.
It is.
My perspective is are you healthy first and foremost?
Right.
Regardless of what your stature is, are you healthy? 2, most importantly, are you pursuing your own happiness?
Yep.
And 3, do you have a support system helping you go through this process?
And that's generally where a lot of people fall. They don't have a support system. They don't have these things, they're not happy with themselves or their situation. And that's tough. It takes a lot to actually face those questions or to answer those questions and to keep moving forward.
And that's the thing, is you have to be tenacious enough. And I'm not saying it's easy by any stretch of the imagination.
Absolutely not.
Because it's one of the most difficult things I've ever had to personally deal with. Is when you're looking around and there is no one there.
Right.
At all. And you're going, okay, well, now what do I do?
Right.
And I know, a handful of people that still struggle with that.
Oh, for sure.
And it's like, hey, how you doing? You want to go grab a coffee or, let's grab some lunch or something like that.
Yeah.
Just to reach out and go, look, you're not alone.
Right. And I feel that's super important. That's the whole thing with smiling at somebody, because you never know what they're going through.
Yep.
I try very hard to do that. And this is one of the things too with the show. And I know this is getting really deep on here, so we're gonna have to reel it back here in a minute. I'll tell you some
go,
goofy,
Heather. It's all depressing.
some goofy, crazy stuff.
I'm gonna cry, damn it.
But and that's another thing that is important, I believe, to us doing this show.
Yeah.
It's usually funny. We usually have a whole bunch of guests on that are pretty hilarious as well. So anyhow, we're going to try to turn this back a little lighthearted.
Well, but that's the great part about it, is being able to have a conversation, good, bad, or ugly.
For sure.
Whether or not we agree or we disagree, it simply comes down to the fact of, let's have a real conversation.
Right.
Let's get into the nitty gritty. Let's get our hands dirty and find out how we can help each other.
Right. Absolutely.
And if that's, getting, drunk and stumbling over stuff and holding your hair where you vomit, or, just going out and just having fun at a venue or a concert.
Right. Right.
You do that together. You create memories. And that's, to me, is one of the most important things about having good quality people in your corner. Yeah. And if you're not happy about it, damn it, get out there and change that stuff.
Yeah.
Before you diagnose yourself as depressed, manic depressant, bipolar, schizophrenic, anxiety riddled, make sure you're not surrounded by assholes.
There you go.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah. I mean, that might change your life completely, but sometimes it takes a while to realize what kind of people that you're surrounded by. So, I mean, really, sometimes it's sad, but sometimes when your life completely changes, you start to realize the things that you weren't seeing before. And that is a kind of a kick to the chest, but in the same way, as long as you're realizing it and you're moving forward, it's okay to say goodbye to some people. Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, in order for you to become the best version of you. And that's ever changing, that's ever evolving.
Right.
I just look at some of the people that I've met in my professional career and went, holy cow, that's exactly what I needed to hear at that exact moment. And here's this person that puts their pants on one leg at a time like I do.
Yep.
And they're struggling with the exact same thing that I'm struggling with.
Right.
The only difference is they figured out one more answer that I didn't.
Yep.
And how cool is that? Because it's somebody famous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Struggling with the exact same thing that I am. And it's like, I'm not anybody famous.
And I can't imagine living that lifestyle.
Yeah.
I look back at all of the people that we've lost that were musicians.
Yep.
Or actors. And after a while, I can imagine how taxing that is. Well,
because you always have to be on 11. And if you're not, there's one fan, especially with social media.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I met, my idol, and they were a straight up asshole to me.
What would you think, though? I mean, if you're constantly, being hounded, or who knows what just happened to them, too.
Right.
Which a lot of times maybe they are. Maybe they are a complete asshole, ass bag, whatever you want to call them. But
do it tastefully. Do it classy.
Well, sure. For sure.
I mean, if you see somebody that's there with their family
at
a restaurant, and you're coming up fangirling about them,
they probably just need a moment. I mean,
they're with their family.
They're just like us, and I can imagine. Like I always said, if anything ever happened to where I was famous, not that, anyway, if it ever happened, it would be a hard situation because, well, I like to have my private family, friends, whatever time, but it's cool though to have somebody that appreciates you like that as well. I imagine so.
Well, and it's so funny too, because and granted, the kind of central location of everybody running into everybody,
right,
is the Walmarts. But no, I mean Walmart, it's insane because I literally cannot go into Walmart. You literally can't go into Walmart without at least seeing 10, 15 people.
Oh, for sure,
that and a trip for a toilet brush and a steak turns into a 40-minute excursion of talking to 25,000 people.
Yeah,
and you're going, hey, how's it going?
Yep, always. And Adam, just like anywhere I go, Walmart for sure, because I worked there forever. But anywhere that I go around town, I always see somebody that I know. Right. I mean, and he's just like, do you know everybody? And then I tell him, okay, so if you take a look at my Facebook, pretty much almost everybody on my Facebook I have actually met.
Yeah.
And he's like, what? Yeah, I mean, for real, I just, but I'm a people person actually when I want to be.
See, I don't like peopling because most of the time they're rude and inconsiderate and just jerks.
Sometimes, yeah. So I do have some pretty cool, not cool stories. I think they're cool. And not to get away from this whole subject, but so this week has been a challenge. Not just, I know you've had yours, but holy moly. So, like I said in the beginning, Adam and I are moving.
Yeah.
We got our own place, and I was so nervous. Not because of him, not because we're moving, but I've had a roommate for 7 years.
Yeah.
And everything almost in the house, other than what's in his room, is mine.
Right.
And I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to leave this man with nothing. What an a-hole move.
That's you though.
That's me.
You're a total a-hole.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm nervous and I'm feeling bad. I mean, we're friends. Obviously, we've lived together for 7 years. He might not like me as much now, but I don't blame him.
He keeps giving his half of the the face surgery money.
Right. So I mean, it's been crazy. We've had our ups, we've had our downs for sure.
Right.
I mean, relationship, friendship, roommates, whatever you go through. But when you live with somebody, you know them.
Yeah.
You know how well they're. You know how lazy they're. I'm not saying he is. I'm actually saying I was. Because I have gone through a lot, and that's no excuse. But when I'm not functioning properly at 100, I am not good at adulting. I don't think anybody is. But anyhow, so I'm nervous. I knock on his door. He works third shift, so trying to figure out what time he's actually up was a challenge. Knock on his door, and I say, okay, well, I got something to tell you. And he's like, okay. I was like, Adam and I got approved for our place, and we're going to be moving. And I'm like, if you want to stay here, I can leave some stuff here until you figure out or whatever.
Right.
Or I can give you some money for next month because I don't know how long it's going to take for us to move everything.
Right.
He's like, I'm not staying here. Me and Brianna got approved for a house. So I'm like, oh, well, shit, cool. You know, I was happy.
Yeah.
And then it hit me and I got a little bit emotional because if you know me, you know that happens often. And he was like, no, you're okay. He's like, you got my number. We'll still be able to talk. We're friends. I'm like, okay, cool. I felt better.
Yeah.
So we start moving and we're literally in 3 different places. We were here.
Yep.
We got everything from here.
Yep.
Because once again, you're being kind. Open your house up and gave us a room.
You still owe me back rent, by the way.
Okay, well, we'll see how that goes. But so we're there.
I love how you just graze over that whole statement.
We'll see. But so we're here, we're there, and you know it's been crazy. But we're finally getting to our own place, and it's like a really cool feeling, you know, because we're just like, oh, we have our own house. We can do this. You know, and it's generally a lot of stuff about not wearing certain articles of clothing, but it's what you do when you have.
Is the best. I'm
That's
just
what
saying.
you're doing. Okay.
If you have your own house, if you do not walk around completely buck-ass naked, you're doing it wrong.
Right. However, I recommend that you first get curtains because we do not have any. Still no curtains. But that's okay. We're working on that part. You know, everything but
I'm pretty
curtains.
sure your neighbors would love that.
We don't walk around
So
naked.
the new neighbors are a bit crazy. They were walking around completely naked today making toast.
I met my neighbors. I met my new neighbors.
Yeah.
There's not anybody living above us yet. Praying to God.
Did they want toast?
No. I don't even have my toaster there yet. They're just going to have to fend. No, I met them. We went over. You were there. Were you? No, I don't know if you were there with me or not.
Yeah, I was helping you move.
Okay. All right. So I met the neighbor from upstairs and the neighbor next door. They both seem pretty cool. And she goes, hi, I'm so-and-so, because I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm so-and-so.
I'm the weird neighbor.
I'm the weird neighbor upstairs. And I said, awesome. I'm the weird neighbor downstairs. It's going to work out. And then she gave me an awkward high five. And then we were cool. That's how it went. That's it. That's all I got.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
That story was absolutely riveting.
I know it was. It was. A lot of people tell me that. I really think maybe I should start having a blog.
I was almost sleeping until you stopped the story.
Shut up. But no, anyway, so we're moving. My father is moving. So we got all of that going on.
Fasha.
Working 2 jobs. He's working one that's like 15-hour shifts. And, you know, it's been crazy. I mean, just trying to get everything together and keep my head on my shoulders. And I'm telling you, yesterday was a challenge. It's a challenge because my side of the family, a lot of them have issues with health and whatnot, and my dad needs help, and there's just nobody else there. So Adam and I tried to do what we could.
Right.
But I tell you what, it was a challenge. And it's hard when you want to help somebody, especially when it's your own parent. And you're unable to do as much as you thought you could do because you're exhausted from moving until 3 a.m. the night before.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, that's kind of what's been going on. So Adam last night, when we got done moving, said, okay, I'm going to take you over to the lake by my parents and we're going to go fishing, which is my new freaking obsession. I never thought ever thought that I would be like, oh, I gotta fish. I need this lure. I need to do this. You know, never, ever. But now I'm just like, yeah, we'll go fishing. So I go on a paddle boat, which I didn't want to get on. If anybody's seen me that's listening, they know I'm not a little girl. I'm short. I am short. Little that way. Not out.
What was the reference that you made to me on the phone? And I'm like, seriously, you're going to play that card? Wow, Heather.
I waited until his neighbors, where we were fishing, the guy's neighbors went indoors, so I could try out this paddle boat. Well, if you've ever seen Adam, he's a little older guy.
Little buddy.
And of course, like, we don't exactly match in weight. So I get in the paddle boat, And I totally had a shallow hell moment.
Really?
If you've ever seen that, you know what I'm talking about. And I joke about this because it's my body, and I can say what I want about myself, and I still love myself. However, I'm also moving forward, though, and I've lost 36 pounds. So it's just moving forward, losing. That's more incentive to bust my ass harder. And if anybody, has tried to lose weight, it's not easy.
No.
Especially when you get to that point where you're like, oh, shit, I'm at my heaviest.
Right.
Good luck.
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yep.
So that's just another incentive. But anyway, we went out on the lake, went fishing, went all around the lake in the paddle boat, and it was awesome. Paddle, whatever. And it was awesome. I caught 2 fish, almost 3. And
you caught 2 fish?
Caught 2 fish.
What kind of fish did you catch?
I almost caught a largemouth. He got away. It's kind of disappointing, but and then a bluegill and a rock lobster. No, that's not true. I couldn't remember what the other one was.
You already named 2 fish. That rock lobster was a wild card in there, apparently.
But anyhow, so what was the other one? Rock bass and bluegill.
Okay.
And a possible other one that got away. But so anyway, so that's kind of like the new unwinding, the new, it's been fun though. It's cool.
Sweet.
Have you ever fished?
Yes.
Any good?
Generally when I go fishing, the only thing I catch is a cold.
Right. Up until now, that's the same for me.
Well, and it sucks too, because it's not like I haven't educated myself on how to fish.
Right.
I just apparently when I put my rod in the water, they don't want anything to do with it.
They don't want. You gotta have the right bait. The right lures.
I've got a gummy worm. Damn, seriously?
Gummy worms. I think that might be a problem. Were they sour or are they just regular?
Salty?
Where are you getting your gummy worms? Disgusting.
Well, I've grown quite attached to it over the years.
Gross. Moving on. So, yeah.
Don't make this weird, Heather.
I am not making it weird, sir.
I'm talking about bait, and you're over there talking about my junk.
That's all I gotta say. Anyway.
So uncouth.
I know. I'm so uncivilized. That's why I landed this gig. And
gotcha.
Yeah, thanks guys for listening.
Right. Is that how that works?
Wow.
So we've totally gone off the rails now.
When don't we though?
Well, I mean, if you had to make it all depressing and everything, so we've lost the one listener we had.
Whatever. No, though. Sometimes you have to talk like that with people.
Oh, yeah. I completely agree with you. I mean, to me, if we always made our audience members
comfortable,
we wouldn't be doing our job.
Right. No, it's sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you have to talk about things that you wouldn't normally, but sometimes people need to relate and see that if other people are doing it and getting through it, that it's a possibility that you can too. And I think that's always been a huge thing, especially in my life. So anyway.
Well, yeah, I mean,
get off your phone, homo.
Well, she sent me a picture,
homeboy,
and it says forgiveness is swallowing, especially when you want to spit.
Oh. All right. Okay. No.
I mean, yeah, like I said,
I'm not forgiving anybody.
I get some of the oddest stuff in my inbox. You would not even. It's an adventure in my inbox.
I totally just called you a homo, and I'm sorry because that is so inappropriate to say.
Look, bitch.
So inappropriate because, and I'm taking that back if I can, and I'm sorry, guys, but
no, you can't.
No, I've got a lot of friends that are actually gay, and I love them, and I think they're wonderful. They are. It's true. You know me.
I love
do.
How you're backpedaling now because you called me a homo.
No, because I just thought about it, and sometimes things come out of my mouth, and I'm just like, oh.
You're so insensitive, Heather. It's 2018. Check your white female privilege.
Get out of here. So anyway, speaking of that, go and check out Mitch Gill's Get a Room Comedy Club at Brentwood.
You suck at transitions.
Tomorrow. If you just let me transition and let it happen.
Nope.
Shh. Don't make this weird.
Wow.
Tickets are $15. And get there at 6. That's when the doors open. Because if you get there any later, good luck at finding a seat. At least a good one where your neck doesn't hurt trying to look at the comedians and watch the show.
This part of the podcast brought to you by Shameless Promotion.
No, Mitch's our good buddy. You know?
And he's got the best nuts.
Oh, God. Do we have to talk about that again?
Hey, I smashed Mitch's nuts.
You did.
They were incredible.
He's not lying, everybody. All 2 of you. Not lying. So, but yeah. I think I pretty much talked about everything and anything, so.
Not yet.
Huh. Curious about what this is that I just found.
What is that?
It's like a spring thing that was over here. What's going on with it?
Steampunk.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so anyhow.
So, have you run out of things to talk about?
That is unusual, but I think I might have.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
you know what that means then.
What?
Should probably wind this down.
Probably should, and I know it's a little bit earlier than usual. However, it's been one of those weeks, and I think a siesta is in order.
Yes.
So
I'm gonna go grab my salsa and my sombrero.
Yeah. How about some guacamole? I want some of that.
Gross.
Anyhow. All right, guys.
Free shavakadoo!
All right, guys. I guess I am gonna end the show here like Joey. I'm not gonna say his same stuff, of course.
But you gotta tell your grandma.
No, you don't. You don't have to tell your
Yeah,
shush. Okay, so thank you guys for listening. We always appreciate when you tune in, no matter what we're talking about, no matter what guests we have on. We always appreciate that you are here to join us, liven up the chat, say your piece, and so we can all discuss and have a conversation, because that's what I think this is all about. No matter how weird it gets, keep on tuning in, get in the chat, give us some questions, ask us questions, like our page, share us, hit that bell, do that social media fun stuff, because we all are addicted to it. We can't stop. And most importantly, guys, tell your grandpa, tell your dad, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for tuning in.
And Hail Mary.
Thank you, though, guys, for tuning in. Really, this is what it's all about. We do this for you every week, and we all appreciate you. So have a good night.